The COVID-19 pandemic was isolating as people faced lockdowns and limited contact with others. For vulnerable senior citizens, this was a particularly frightening time that took a toll on their overall well-being, especially their mental health. The Anubhav project arose during this time of crisis, giving senior citizens a platform to share their experiences through radio and podcasts. My name is Siobhan Hull, and welcome to Capturing Experiences, a series produced under the guidance of Ms. Pooja Marada, in which I interview experts involved with the Anubhav project. A special thank you to those who made the Anubhav project possible, including Vigyan Prasar, the National Institute of Social Defense, and the SM Sehgal Foundation, which has been involved with community radio since it launched Alfaze Mewat in 2012. Today, we are joined by Mr. Mukesh Mohan Kumar, who helped to lead the Anubhav project at Ratnavani Community Radio.
So let me introduce myself. Myself, Mukesh Mohan Kumar, completed my education from Tamil Nadu in India. I had a lot of opportunity to work with leading television channels, radio channels, advertising agencies. From that experience, I just partially experimented many in community media too. Especially our Ratnavani is from Ratnam Group of Institutions, an institution. And our management is very much, supporting to our community media, both in financial and freedom of expressing. So we help a lot of things to the people in a democratic way. So we are like kind of a bridge for the community and the government. So this is how we work, especially for Anubhav project. It is very, very new subject because before Anubhav project, we are working for women, men, children, because of UNESCO's orientation. But we never thought about the mental or how the elderly people used to think, what are their emotions, because we are very busy with our daily life. Before 30 years, the media or the experience what they had is different from what contemporary things are doing. So when we meeting with elderly people, senior citizens, we had a lot of stories about India, their own personal stories, and we recorded that. So this is the things Anubhav project we had for the 50 plus episodes. So that is Anubhav project.
Thank you for sharing the background. Are there any stories that really stuck with you that the senior citizens shared as you were working on the Anubhav project?
Definitely, yes. So in our Coimbatore, the city name is called Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. So we live in the Coimbatore called as Southern Manchester of India. So a lot of mills are working out now. Many online-based jobs are coming. Technology jobs are coming in. So before I think 45 years or 40 years, one of the founder, Dr. K.G. Bhaktavachalam, he is a founder of K.G. Hospital. It's like a world-renowned hospital for the heart plant surgery. So he was sharing what kind of issues were faced in the startup period of his own time. Things what we listen like transportation issue, because there was no much ambulance for the patients. So these are the particular stories, a small kind of stories. We came to understand how developed we are and how much we can do many other goodwills like Dr. Bhattavachalam was doing. So kind of medical field stories being recorded by himself, one thing. Second story is one of the scientists, he was in charge of Coimbatore Science Museum. He was saying like still people have a myth about the old stories. And in the time of solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, how this old or new generation not came after that same myth, help us to reach our voices to the community, to change the myth through science and technology. So many things have been developed, but still we are stuck with this old stories. So that is not really good for the educated society. So I was thinking, okay, great, these wise words are coming from an old person, and he has an idea to change the new generation. So these are the very important stories I can say that are from Ratnavani Radio.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you're talking about stories of trying to educate people and correct misconceptions. Did you notice any changes in the community before and after the Anubhav project? Did it seem like those stories did have an impact in people's thinking?
Okay, there's a famous proverb from American society, like if you tell me I forgot, if you teach me I will remember, but when you involve me I can understand. So the in this parameter the radio always play in second parameter, we can say, and they remember, but the involvement, the community engagement, only the thing is they can able to interrupt and change. For the change we have to do a lot of homework in the community, maybe in street by street or region by region, meeting by meeting, like it's a big deal actually.
Change is something that is a very involved process. So what would you say were the major challenges that you faced during the Anubhav project?
Okay. The main challenge came because of Omicron. Omicron was like booming in that period of time, from September, and it is called as COVID third wave in India. And we were not allowed to meet any senior citizens in old age homes. So like we say, like, sir, in the Tamil language, we can do it later. But project is waiting for the to get them inside. Second thing is internet connection issues are one of the biggest issue, because those homes are like built in interior part of Coimbatore, Vadavalli, or other areas.
So do you have any recommendations of things you would change if you were to do the Anubhav project again?
I think the same issue will be continuing because of Corona, one thing. Second thing is, what I believe is taking question from stakeholders earlier with their own voiceover, like voice message. So, for example, for health issue, they can give a queue number of questions from their home. So we can collect that one by one. We can send to the expert through WhatsApp or mail. After listening that audio, he can give an answer again through voicemail. So we can spread that podcast to the community member, also in the broadcast radio.
You mentioned not having really thought about, having your work focused around senior citizens prior to the Anubhav project. Now that you've had that experience of working with senior citizens, why do you think it's important for elderly people to have spaces to share their experiences?
So we live in a very urgent area, kind of, for example, today, July 15th is one of our former chief minister's birthday. We celebrate this day as educational day. So community media mostly do programs like each day basis or weekly basis, maybe like breastfeeding awareness week. We celebrate that. We may be celebrating nutritional awareness week or traffic signal awareness week. So we are mostly engaged on these contemporary days and weeks or month, like following that. In this progress, what we do, we may target about students, we may target about women, we may target about working men, or something kind of family or organization or a community. And after Anubhav, what we thought is, why not we just sign up with 60 plus people, 65 plus people to share their stories, experience or outlook, comparing to the their period of time and right now. So before 30 years, what kind of traffic they've been facing, what kind of traffic pollution or climate change they're facing. Now it's entirely different. 30 years back, the education system is different, and now the online things are different. So I think like comparing the traditional and contemporary will always give a cultural aspect.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mukesh, for sharing your perspective. Today, we heard how a community radio was able to highlight the voices of senior citizens and bring scientific knowledge to a new generation. Although COVID has made it difficult for people of all ages to come together, the Anubhav project allowed senior citizens to feel a sense of community and share their wisdom. Thank you for listening to this episode of Capturing Experiences.